Shalom. Welcome to Akoti Healing Tribe. This is Gabira. I pray that you are whole and you are echad with the Father and the Son and the Ruach HaKodesh. And today I just wanted to give a quick testimony of Tanzania. I lived in Tanzania for 2 years, 2020 through 2022. Um, I went over in November of 2020, and I went over with the intention of not coming back to the States. But I did fast and I did pray and I did seek the Most High's will before I left. And I got confirmation that that's indeed what He wanted me to do. I gave away all my belongings. I got my belongings down to 2 suitcases. And originally, I was going to go to Egypt, but at the time we couldn't get in because of some of the restrictions, and a brother suggested that I go to Tanzania and he would hook me up with people when I got there. So I'm traveling by myself. I traveled alone. I did get a round trip ticket. I bought a round trip ticket for 2 months, just in case, and I did get travel insurance as well. So I booked a hotel in Mbezi Beach area. I left. It took me 3 days to get there. Back then, travel was, the travel was a little not as available. I mean, even now it's like that. But I just want to stick to the story. So I arrived in Tanzania by myself, and I did not know one soul. I didn't even know that there was a diaspora. I didn't know that there were any repats in Tanzania. But I stayed in that hotel in Mbezi Beach for about 10 days. And the uh, the beach there was not very clean, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could have some time with the Father and with the Most High, because my intention for going was also to do like a Nazarene vow, or to do a noyosa, a time set apart to the Father. So I ended up going to Kigamboni after that, and we stayed in a hostel in Kigamboni for about 2 weeks, and I loved it out there. I loved it out there because it wasn't in the city, and fresh fruits, beautiful fresh fruits. The place we stayed in, it didn't have Wi-Fi. Like a lot of places, they'll advertise that they have Wi-Fi or there's certain amenities, but then they don't have them. So that's the thing you have to watch out for too. But for me, I wanted to keep I wanted to live as simply as possible. So I did not live in high end places. I did not live in houses. I lived in hostels. So after Kigamboni ended up to be someplace that's near and dear to my heart, and I have a lot of friends out there. And that's Kigamboni is definitely someplace that I would rather stay than staying in Dar es Salaam, for the obvious reasons. Because it's the city and it's crowded and it's busy and it's got its issues just like any other major city. So after Kigamboni, we ended up going to stay in a hostel with nuns. So the nuns hostel was right in Mikocheni, behind Shoppers Plaza, and I think I paid a really good price. It was $244 for a month to stay in this hostel where the nuns are. And so while I was there, I was getting to know all these amazing repats, amazing diasporans, people from all over the world, and coming together. It's such an amazing thing just to come together with people with like minds and people that really love the Most High, and that really impacted me. And then people were looking for me, like when I went to Kigamboni, and I found out they didn't have Wi-Fi. I kind of dropped off the radar, and there were people that were looking for me, and these people didn't know me, didn't know who I was. They just knew that sister Kabir is here, and they were all communicating with each other, and it's like, we can't find her, and they were about to send out the cavalry looking for me. And then finally I got a chance to get some Wi-Fi. I don't remember how, but I let them know that I was fine. They even contacted my family in the US, and that touched my heart so much, that people really care about you and really loved you, and they didn't even know me. And I'm talking about my fellow Hebrew brothers and sisters. Um, So after staying with the nuns in this beautiful hostel, beautiful grounds. I had to do my own laundry. You have to do your own laundry. They had shared a common kitchen and a common living room area, two bed room with a nice bathroom. Really comfortable. I like I said, I'm a minimalist and I don't need a lot. I just want to be comfortable and I just want to be clean. Yes, of course, the electricity went out sometimes. Yes, of course, sometimes you don't have water, but that's just life. That's just the way it is, and people just roll with it, you know. So after that, we ended up living with a wonderful family that allowed us to come and stay with them in their home. And let me tell you, it's in Mikocheni, a beautiful place. Um, uh, just really, such hospitality from this family. And you know who you are. And I am more than grateful for you extending your hospitality to me and being with your children. And it was just such a blessing, such a blessing. And um, I ended up doing an event at Nafasi Art Space. We did an event called Meti Babo. It was healing through art, and it ended up being sort of like a memorial for John Magufuli, who passed while we were there. Um, and it was great because we had vendors and we had art display, and we also had a beautiful a competition with some b-boys and some hip hop and house music. Um, uh, you know, African music. It was just amazing. It was just such an amazing event. And I was so glad I got to be a part of that. And then also part of Dar Talent show as well. And then after staying there for a while, staying in Dar es Salaam for 6 months, I ended up going and being invited to go live in the mountains. And so that was the highlight for me, just living in the mountains. It was so beautiful. It was very rural, but still it was a beautiful community and everybody knew each other and people grew their own food. And I would love to go to the coffee shop there and hang out and talk to people and going to the local market. And the family that I stayed with, they were doing a farm and they had chickens and goats and the crows going by here. And I just love being in the mountains, and I would just take long walks up in the mountains, and you can go higher and higher and higher up into the mountains, and people live on those cliffs up there. It was just stunning and beautiful. And I had someone who offered me a house with land for a ridiculous price. um, but I wasn't ready to buy anything. I had actually run out of money in the first 6 months of me being in Tanzania. And so then let's see, after I was okay 6 months in Dar es Salaam, and then maybe it was less than 6 months in the mountains, but then I ended up going back to Dar es Salaam and I ended up living in Boko Mskitini, which is near Ununio Beach. And I lived with a brother who was from the States, and he actually took in a young Tanzanian woman and her child, and she didn't have anywhere to stay. So we were kind of like a little family there, and it was awesome. And I loved it. We lived in a two-room apartment, really simple. We had simple meals, and yes, sometimes we didn't have money to eat, but the Most High would provide. And I can't thank Happy, the lady in the back. She had her own restaurant, and sometimes she would just give us plates of food. And uh, as far as like okay, when my visa ran out, I kind of went. I had to go under the radar a little bit because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to get back to the States. I didn't have, but I have to get to that part of the story. But yes, we were trying to do businesses. We were trying to do food. There was a brother who gave us a cooktop and some pots and things so we could do food. We also did foot massage. We did. I mean, you name it. We tried different things. We tried to do some things with other brothers and sisters that were there. But you really got to be prepared, and you really have to have a plan mapped out. It was my first time being out of the country like that. I had been to like England before or St. Croix, but nothing major like going to Africa. And I really, really didn't want to leave. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come back. I don't even want to be here right now. But I'm in New Orleans, and I'm just trying to come back and do better and build myself up. But so after Boko Mskitini, which was, I loved living there because it wasn't too far from the beach. It's not exactly, it's still Dar es Salaam, but it's not like in the city. It's on the way out of the city on Bagamoyo Road. It's heading out towards Bagamoyo. I could jump on a bus and go to Bagamoyo, or I could jump on a bus and go into the city. And we were able to be part of an amazing fellowship, an amazing ministry while we were there. You can't beat fellowship and you can't beat ministry, man. There's nothing more more like just loving than being with mishpachah that love each other and are trying to help each other and encourage one another. And I had a lot of family, people who were Hebrews and people who weren't Hebrews and people in the diaspora who helped me out. And the Most High, he provided in the most miraculous way. But long story short, after that, I went to stay with a sister who came out with her kids. And then I don't think I was ready for that situation. That situation didn't work out. And I had the opportunity to go on with a younger couple who were they were going to be having their third child. But my best friend here in the States and my cousin actually got the money together for me to get my special pass, which cost $600. And then my cousin and my uncle paid up for my ticket to go back to the States. So I ended up going back to the States 2 months shy of, it would have been 2 years. Um, but I would tell anybody, when you go, don't be afraid to go to Africa. Number one, those people know a lot more than we do. They're a lot more self-sufficient than we are here, and you can go there and you can learn a lot from them. Don't go over to Tanzania live in a high lifestyle. Go there and live like the locals live, and live a minimalist lifestyle, and learn from the people, learn from the Tanzanians, because those people are going to make out better when the rubber hits the road and the it hits the fan over here. They're going to fare better over here than the people in America, because we don't know how to grow our own food over here. We don't know how to be self-sustaining. So anyway, I am going to be working on 3 agricultural projects in Tanzania. If you want to know more information about them, leave me a comment below. They're agricultural, eco farming, ecotourism projects. Yes, growing food, because that's what we need to be doing with local Tanzanians who already know how to grow the food, already know how to build, already know how to do these things. So we need to be learning these things. So let me know if you're interested, if you want to be part of that. And this was just like a quick overview. So yes, definitely. If you need to be connected with anyone in Tanzania, also give me a quick message below. I can hook you up with people over there. I'm still very much in touch with people over there, very much wanting to go back there, very much wanting to get these projects off the ground. So it was the most amazing time of my life. It was life changing. So don't be afraid to go to Africa. It is amazing. So family, that was a quick overview. Maybe I'll be able to give more details later on. But I pray that you are well and that you are echad and one in the Most High and His Son, Yahushua, our soon coming King. And I'm back with another video soon. Okay, shalom.